Today's Cyber Nuggets is titled Weaponizing LinkedIn to Work for You. LinkedIn is an immensely powerful career data progression and advancements social media platform. Um, I come from pre-active LinkedIn days where I was trying to make Facebook essentially a LinkedIn because I really wasn't interested in the non work related content side of life. Um, and yeah, LinkedIn, as I think everyone can agree, has truly taken off, and it's thriving nowadays. So I'm gonna paint a bit of a picture and profile for a figurative person, and from that we'll walk through the ways in which LinkedIn can be leveraged um, to really enter into the cyber working world and or get a promotion. So let's say I'm someone in IT, maybe in help desk, got 1 or 2 years of experience, and I'm looking to pivot into all things cybersecurity. Haven't really embraced LinkedIn, don't really have a solid profile set up and optimized and created, and I don't regularly post, um, if ever. I'm more like a passive observer of a few of my followers. So priority number one, or step number one, I would say would be building your connection and follower base. And what do I mean by that? Well, to the imaginary person or profile, um, this is now someone who wants to get into cyber. We don't really know their location. Let's say they're from South Africa. Um, yeah, we can say that. The first question you would need to ask yourself is, what company do I want to work for? So in South Africa, there are several well-known cybersecurity vendors, be it managed security service providers, MSSPs. There are the banks, there are the local telecommunications vendors, and that is normally where cyber jobs are plentiful compared to outliers in other organizations. You don't discriminate. If you have done your research and you spot organization X, you've got them in your sights, that is where it begins. The first thing you do is you identify that company on LinkedIn. Obviously, you follow that company. You start to familiarize yourself with that company, what they are about, how they generate revenue, and where cybersecurity falls in their world. From there, you do some targeted searches in LinkedIn, such as looking for the company people, specifically with the wording security or cyber, and you start to, you're not hiding. You're not hiding. You're not doing this behind the scenes. You are clicking on these various cyber employees' LinkedIn profiles so that they can see this random. You may be a random now, but you won't be in the future. You'll be a somebody in the future. They will see that you're looking at their profile. What are you doing? What is your objective of um, looking at their profiles? Well, you're definitely gonna want to connect with them. Don't just click the connect button. Connect with an adding of a note. That's going to make it more real. The probability of them accepting you. You place a summary to say you're interested in getting into cyber. You'd like to grow your connection base with cyber like-minded local cyber people. That's going to get an accept as opposed to just clicking connect. They may look at your profile, they may not even give you the time of day, and there you miss out. And you start to grow and you start to research these various employees working at this company. Some of them may be very detailed in their job descriptions at their current employer. Some of them may not. Some of them may be pretty much ghosts, not really leveraging LinkedIn at all. But those that do, note down what certifications they are certified in, note down the technology stacks that they are working in based on what they note. That is you inadvertently building from the outside. You're doing reconnaissance, if one wants to use fancy cyber-related wording. You're doing reconnaissance on the organization, but not for the purposes of compromise or attack. You're doing it for the purposes of entry as a future employee of theirs. So that's the company targeted. I wouldn't say target one, target many. Don't just don't just zoom in with blinders and focus on one. Do it for several before you know it. Your connection base, the posts that you will be seeing on your feed will all be cyber geared and focused. You will learn a lot. You will be shared resources in the form of documentation, text, video, learning resources. Embrace it all, sap it up, and then we head to the next phase. You want to target both local and international recruiters. What you're doing there is, again, at this point, you're still a nobody, but you're a nobody who is starting to connect with your potential, the potential people who could reach out to you in the future and have your future position. They they will come knocking at your door. Remember, as you connect with them, as you go through your cyber learning and growing and advancement and maturity journey, you will post your certification achievements, you will post your experience, you will become more active on LinkedIn. We're still getting to those points, and they will see you. They will see those posts you make. They will remember your name. You will start to become that key person when someone thinks about cybersecurity. Your name is who pops up in their mind. So it's a powerful thing. So yeah, you connect with those international, local, and international recruiters. You continue to build your connection follower base. Then you head into following and searching for industry leaders per specialization within cybersecurity. Because again, there are so many people on LinkedIn from cyber that you could even further craft your feed with connections focused on, let's say, threat intelligence, focused on OT security, focused on forensics or security operations. You are in charge. You can steer your connection base. You can steer what type of feed you would want. When I refer to feed, I mean, you go to LinkedIn and you're looking at everyone's posts. That's what that refers to. Next, because there's been minimal visuals, let's hop into LinkedIn. I'm going to use my profile as a reference. I don't, I wouldn't say, my profile is anything to write home about, but I think it is a strong reference point, especially again for the person in our fictitious scenario. Building your profile on LinkedIn. Okay, firstly, never forget LinkedIn is like an always online CV, which is always being monitored by those who care and those who are actually watching. So it's important to really take the time, focus, care, attention, and energy into really mm, crafting and maintaining your LinkedIn presence and profile to the best of your ability. A strong background banner, personal to you, it matters. A strong professional LinkedIn profile picture with a headshot, an impactful, I'm going to use their wording, an impactful headline. It's not necessarily your current job. It can be. It can be short and sweet. It can be long. Some people choose this method I use. Others really stack up their certification achievements even within the headline. It's up to you. You note your current position. You fill in whatever you can. You provide the detail. So there are what I see as very valuable. I've kind of modified the traditional LinkedIn profile order. There's a lot of useful content throughout this entire profile from the top to bottom. But from what I've realized, from what I've seen, from what I know, folks don't really make it to the bottom of your LinkedIn page. Therefore, what's right at the top here, you can kind of craft, um, you can craft and almost fit things from below up top. So if they don't even get to the bottom, they've at least almost immediately seen a summary of what you're about, what you've achieved, your any resources that you share for the community, any of your community engagements, being a speaker or member, capture the flag, platforms you're a part of, so they can see you learn by doing. You're a practical learner. Certifications you've achieved in a specific order, the most valuable or impactful in this case of this fictitious person. They may have IT related certifications. So any cyber related certifications would be of value to put right at the top. It's also worth noting a little next on the list. So it can also show whoever's looking at your profile that you are someone actively learning. You never know what these little nuggets of information against your profile could do for you. Your featured tab, your notable pieces of information or achievements you'd like to share, your experience throughout the various jobs that you've worked and your present job or employer, short and sweet, um, concise summaries of what you've done under that role, especially ones where you no longer, or that's not your active role. So you note what you did in the past. Very impactful, very powerful. Your education, you list your education from the academic level to the international cybersecurity trainings that you've been sent for. This again all has a value. SANS, anything, any cyber resource who has SANS against their name um, is solid. You list your certifications, Don't just list it, also add the credly, the URLs, anything to validate the unique IDs of your certifications, credential IDs, credentials, because all of this, CompTIA has a website where you can throw this into the website and validate. So, they can spot fraud from a mile away if someone's used a fictitious or wrongly stated at interview stage in their CV that they're certified in this, that, and the other. And the truth is, they've only completed a little localized training and never really done the international certification. Projects, self-explanatory, volunteering, self-explanatory. Skills, again, you continue to build that up. Some skills actually have a LinkedIn skill assessment to validate, again, at a LinkedIn level, the skill level that you are at and that you do have those skills. Recommendations, very, very powerful. Again, speaking to LinkedIn as your LinkedIn profile as if it's a CV. This is like referrals. When you're looking for your next employer or trying to land your first role, they look back to your previous employers for feedback on you and your performance. Keep these relevant, keep these updated, keep these fresh. Publications, being interviewed on various platforms by various people, being noted in articles, you name it, goes there. Courses, these are not international certifications because that's upper in the certification space, but these are your internal self-study e-learning platforms being sent by the employer for the training, which the byproduct at the end of this training is you writing and passing the exam. Fresh examples of that kind of lie at the bottom. What else? It's important to list your languages. You never know in this day and age what's being knowledgeable or knowing another language can do towards unlocking a more international recruiter or organization opportunity opening up for you. Next, we'll move on to the contents you post on LinkedIn. Again, with our fictitious profile, I mentioned that the person is not at all active within LinkedIn. Well, it's time to start getting active in LinkedIn. You may not be in cyber, but that doesn't stop you from sharing useful resources to your connection base. It doesn't stop you from commenting or asking questions on other people's posts. You're putting yourself out there. You are pleasing the LinkedIn algorithms. That means your name is popping up in people's feeds more and more. A little handy tip when it comes to posting, you can post immediately. You can post immediately or you can schedule posts. Again, depending on how deep you want to go with your follower base. If you are local, if you want to keep your follower base, for example, local South African cyber people, then our time zone, or the South African time zone, SAST or CAT, and you would know best when would be the most active period for people to be online. Therefore, that is the best time to post. If you have a more international follower base, steering more into maybe the USA visibility scope, well, then you may want to do that in the early hours, or I'd say late at night, South African time, which would be like an afternoon, early afternoon, late afternoon USA time, as an example. Another point worth noting here, the difference between a post versus an article. Got a extensive metrics or feedback on this topic. So an article is you really attaching that to your profile, really customizing the content. It is a lot longer. You have more text, character limits or amounts. You can really craft one massive article with visuals, references, can be very impactful. But articles don't get nearly as enough eyes or reactions or comments as a post would. A post is something going directly into your followers' feeds, and a post can also obviously be scheduled. And a post, yeah, really from a metric standpoint, it's reaching far more people at scale a lot quicker than an article ever would. The difference between a post with text versus a post with visuals makes a night and day difference. The difference between a post with a lot of text versus a summarized, short and concise post also makes a massive difference. Again, we're catering to humans, and humans' attention spans in this day and age is, short form content, dopamine hits. Um, yeah. And yeah, I mean, last but not least, LinkedIn is a very powerful job search capability. I'm not going to dabble into the specifics here because I really don't have much currently created. Um, but yeah, you can really craft job alerts however you wish. Localized, remote specific roles, um, company specific. You can actually get notifications when a new position, you can even specify a cyber specific position opens up for organization X, and you just go about your day. And one fateful day in the future, you've completely forgot about these rules you've created. They hit. Depending how you've configured it, you could get a notification via your email, your personal email. You could get a little +1 in your LinkedIn app on your mobile. Um, so yeah, it's really I would call it like there's the true definition of you can automate job hunting, targeted job hunting through some crafty alerts for jobs um, out there. Just thinking if there's anything else worth covering. Again, this scratches the surface. LinkedIn is a very vast solution. Many ways you can really zoom into specific areas and aspects regarding this job side of life. You most definitely want to always keep an up-to-date version of your CV uploaded and connected to your LinkedIn profile. So if you are out there looking and applying for these jobs from LinkedIn, then it's automatically going to send through and allow recruiters to view your CV. And to our fictitious aspiring cyber candidates, we say best of luck. And yeah, that's all.